All right, citizens of Minnesota, we're back, and it's time for us to continue our Year 3 season simulation with your Minnesota Wilds. Up here, around Christmas time, the end of December, and I'm not liking the way our record looks. 16 wins, 15 losses, and 2 overtime losses. And when you take into account how competitive the Western Conference, especially the Central Division is, we get a large uphill battle here. But the good news is that it's still early enough in the season that we can turn this thing around, but we have to make some changes. The team that we have right now is just not getting it done. We have had some negatives, but we've had some positives as well. One being the emergence of Jamel Smith. I brought this guy up as the injury replacement player. He'll get plenty of games played. He'll go in anytime a forward gets injured. But you guys were saying he should be playing in the bottom 6 right now. We have bottom 6 needs. This guy's got 6 points in 7 games played. Why not put him in a position where Justin Fontaine is? Why not put him in the position where Nick Spalling is? Or Brett Connolly? And you guys are right. I could definitely do that. We want to improve the bottom 6, and these 2 snipers. Spalling would be the last guy I move. I'd move these 2 snipers first. So Connolly and Fontaine. Might as well go with the center playmaker, Jamel Smith. Take a look at his stats. I mean, their defensive stats ain't the greatest, but he's got 6 points in 7 games played into the +2, and that was getting second line time. So we'll give him the shot. But I don't want to just slot him in and then continue the simulation. I'd like to make a trade. We need to bring in somebody for that bottom 6. Now, I've already done some pre-scouting. I looked around the NHL. There really wasn't any available players that fit the criteria. Plenty of veterans that had contract years left or way too much salary. I didn't want to take that on. We have just under $3 million of cap space. So I looked around the NHL. There was no players that teams were willing to give away that made sense for us. So I looked at some names that were white that teams were not willing to give away. I found some players. The next challenge was to make it realistic, because I know you guys love to chop my head off at any hint of an unrealistic trade, but the Winnipeg Jets. Now, the problem here is that, again, I'm making a trade to a Central Division opponent. It could come back to bite us in the ass in the playoffs, but the way we're going, if we don't make the playoffs, it doesn't matter anyways, right? So I'm making a trade here, the Winnipeg Jets. Now, I wanted to bring in a bottom 6 forward, all right? And there was one guy that popped out. Mark O'Dano, nice and low trade value. 82 overall, 23 years of age, 3 years left at 1.415, so that's perfect for us. Nice and low salary cap, and we have him signed for 3 years. If you take a look at his stats, he's got like mid-80s in every category, perfect for the third, just an unbelievable fourth liner. And I'll tell you why it makes sense to trade for him, all right? In the season simulation so far, 23 points in 82 games played in year number 1, 28 points in 82 games played in year number 2. Year number 3, he's only got 8 points in 32 games played. They haven't made the playoffs with Mark O'Dano in the lineup, and the way that the Winnipeg Jets have constructed this team, they got a plethora of forwards. Wheeler, Scheifele, Steen, first line. Austin Matthews, Little, Ehlers, second line. Burmistrov, Perreault, Berglund, third line. Kosmachuk, yeah, that his name? Seaman, and Lowry. That's the fourth line. Dano is player number 13 ranked in overall. They also have Smith, Baton. They got plenty of forwards on this squad, all right? So, boom. And they want a defenseman, a goal-scoring defenseman, and this guy, I just haven't been able to find a good spot for him on our team, and I'm looking to make a change, or a change. So Mike Riley, 83 overall, 24 years of age. They want him. It makes sense because they're trying to improve their defensive core. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Riley could be that offensive defenseman because they have Myers two-way. Enstrom, is he two-way or is he offense? He's offensive, all right, but still, they want him. It helps him out. And to replace Riley for our squad, I can go out and get Grant Klitzum. He's got 1 year left, 32 years of age, defensive defenseman, so I'm bringing in somebody to help out with the penalty kill and to help us become that good defensive team that we were last year. So he's going to replace Mike Riley, all right, Grant Klitzum. There you go. So they get the upgrade from Klitzum to Riley, while I get the upgrade from Fontaine to Dano, you see? So they're improving their defensive core while giving up a forward. and I'm improving my forward core while giving up a defenseman. Both of us, though, get the replacement. So Fontaine for Dano, Riley for Klitzum, all right? Now, I don't think that'll go through the way it is, so I already decided that I was going to unload the Nashville third, and if that doesn't go through, I'll give up my Minnesota third, all right? So the Nashville Predators third, Justin Fontaine and Mike Riley, who's a tough one to give up, boys, but if you want value, you got to give up value. I'm not doing any unrealistic trades, all right? Grant Klitzum, he's only got 1 year left, I believe. Let me just, yeah, 1 year left, 2.5. That's fine. So Dano, Klitzum, Riley, Fontaine, and a third. Will it go through? Yes, it did. I'm happy to accept this proposal on behalf of the Winnipeg Jets, and we consider it a done deal. So go nuts, boys. What do you think about that trade? A good one, bad one? I think it was realistic. I do. I see a reason why Winnipeg would want to give him up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, Olofsson is my 7th. And then the forwards, looks good. All right, so let me go ahead and do all the line changes, some power of video editing. All right, so here we go. Here are the new lineups for year number 3, the Christmas lines. Marco Dano's down there on the 3rd line with Eric Howla and Jason Zucker. We got Spaulding still playing. Darren Helm and Jamel Smith has replaced Brett Connolly, okay? So our replacement players now are going to be Brett Connolly. Where is he? Brett Connolly, Grajovich, and Olofsson. There we go. So those are the 3 guys that I can throw in when we have another injury, all right? Defensively, I went with Suter, Spurgeon. Brodin is getting the chance now with Matthew Dumba, because I want to have the 2 defensive defensemen on the bottom 6 to help out with the top 6 to help out with the bottom 6 forwards. Power play looks like that. Kept everything the same. 4-man power play. Penalty kill looks like that. Kept the same. I'm going to run with our top guns here on the penalty kill. Parise, Tyler Johnson, we really need to start winning games, okay? So come the trade deadline, maybe I'll make another trade. We'll have to see, but we got to get there. So, I mean, look how much more of the season we still have to go, boys. You know what? I wanted to get the whole season sim done in this video, but if it's a competitive race come trade deadline and there's still another trade that we can make, then I may stop it right there because I don't want to miss the playoffs this year. The good news is that, well, actually, it's not good news. The Buffalo Sabres, our first round pick that we still have for this year, they got 38 points. So, yeah, I'm not going to make that decision just yet. Come the trade deadline, if the Buffalo Sabres are in a playoff position, I'll be more willing to trade that pick away. If it's a top 10 pick, I don't want to trade it away, right? So we'll have to reassess the situation. The Dallas Stars, good. We buried them, good. Now we need to start getting some wins here, and we need to start beating Western Conference teams. I don't expect to beat the Chicago Blackhawks. Yeah, we lose 7-0. Fantastic, all right? But just other Western Conference teams that we're competitive with, we need to start winning, and we need to start winning in regulation. And the Eastern Conference games as well. I mean, it's still early enough that we can turn this around, but we got to start winning. The San Jose Sharks, they got a great record as well, along with the Chicago Blackhawks. There you go. All right, 2 in a row, 3 of 4. Good. Hopefully Grant Klitzum can turn this team back into the defensive dynamo that we were in the last 2 years. That was really the reason why we were making the playoffs, was our great defensive play. And we need Devin Dubnyk to turn it around as well. Broken nose. Broken fucking nose for Ryan Suter. Estimated return is January 15th. Man, the injury bug is killing us, man. Holy crap. Ryan Suter. Ay, ay, ay. All right, power of video editing. All right, so there we go. There are the new lines with Ryan Suter with his broken nose and really not looking good at the defensive core now, man. Oh, just as we were starting to win some games, now we lose 2, and the Dallas Stars end up injuring Ryan freaking Suter. Then we got a game against the tough Toronto Maple Leafs who are 24-10-3. There we go. We got to win. All right, so Ryan Suter's out till freaking... Are we in January already? This actually may not be that... Yeah, we are in January. I was going to say broken nose. You can play through that. Just put a cage on. Who gives a shit if you got to breathe out through your mouth the whole night? That's what you do when you're tired anyways. Ryan Suter's available. Okay. Power of video editing, boys. All right, Ryan Suter is back in there. His top 2 position. We need him right there. All right, come on. Eastern Conference trip. Time to get some points, and we lose against the Columbus Blue Jackets. For Christ's sake. 20-20-2. We just can't get going, man. I don't know if it's our team or if it's every team in the NHL is so evenly matched right now with all the players. It seems like there's a lot of people around 500 and then like a handful of teams that just have amazing records, right? I don't know if there's any bottom of the barrel. It doesn't seem like it. I want to go up against some bottom of the barrel. Like, see it, Boston Bruins around 500. And these are Eastern Conference teams as well. Come on, you got to win, man. We got to get some W's. There we go. All right. Back to Chicago. And see, this is the problem, man. We always got to go up against these tough fucking teams. These Western Conference teams because we're in the West. All right, there we go. We're getting some W's now. Come on, man. The Detroit Red Wings, they got a good record as well. See what I mean, man? It's like every fractured draws. Esme return is February 4th. I just got him. February 4th is not that bad. All right, well, power of video editing. I can't fuck around. Hang on. Well, we got Olofsson in there now. Not looking good, but at least it's the bottom six. Man, the injury bug over the last, I'd say, year with the Charlie Coyle incident at the end of year number 2 that followed us into the playoffs. You know, we have just been hit hard with that injury bug since then. Coyle's been gone. This season we lost, was it Dumba or, fuck, who was it? It was somebody early. I forget. We lost Suter now. We've lost Grant Klitzum. We haven't been labeled with the long-ass injury, which is good. It was Coyle. It was Coyle or Granlund because Jamel Smith got second-line time. It was Coyle, right? Yeah, it was Coyle. All right, so the All-Star break is gone. The Winnipeg Jets after that trade. Let's see where the Winnipeg Jets sit after that trade, all right? So 26-20-2 for the Minnesota Wild. That's good for us. Let's see. So the Winnipeg Jets, they got 53, so they're trying to make their way back up. We are in a playoff position right now, boys, tied with the Chicago Blackhawks and the Pacific Division. I mean, see what I mean? Like LA, Edmonton, Nashville, Colorado, all 460s in the Western Conference, while the East doesn't have one. Oy. I mean, it's not that far off, but still, you know what I mean. We're going up against tough teams all the time here. Nashville Predators, we got to go up against. All right, let's go. Winnipeg Jets, come on. Central Division opponents, you got to win in regulation. We're an injury-riddled team. Spalding just had a day-to-day injury. He's playing through the pain, though. What a beast. All right, come on. Come on. We got too many regulation losses on the season, man. We really have to spread them out now. What the fuck is going on? Minnesota! Oh my god, man. They got some shitty water here in Minneapolis. You drink it, you get injured. You no calcium. God damn it. Pulled groin. Oh, power of video editing. Hang on. Alright, so we had to put Grajovic or Grajovac or whatever his name is. He's a center. He's playing defense now. We've had so many damn defensive injuries. So Scandella's gone for 2 weeks. Klitzum's gone for 9 days. So we should only... Oh, there's 4. Might miss 2 games, maybe 4. I don't know. Might just be 2. All right, come on. We got a few Western Conference teams here. Nashville Predators, we can lose against them. I mean, it's not the end of the world. There we go. Grant Klitzum's back. I mean, what the fuck? This is taking forever. Klitzum plays the right side, right? There you go. Grant Klitzum's right back in there. I'm not even going to... He's back in. He's back in. I'll wait for the other guy to come back before I do the power of video editing again. There's going to be a lot of editing in this video. So, the Nashville Predators with Captain Keith top the NHL. Come on, can we get a W against them? Just get a point. I don't want the regulation losses, but what are you going to do against the President's Trophy? Yeah, we got a point. Overtime or shootout lost. I'll take it. All right, St. Louis, Colorado, 2 teams. Colorado's at the top. St. Louis is a team we got to beat. Pittsburgh, Nashville again. All right, so come on now. Montreal, whatever. St. Louis is the team we got to beat. If we can get a point, that'd be nice, but I really want the reg win against St. Louis, 2 or more. Montreal Canadiens, we lose 6-4. Okay. Again, if you're going to take a reg loss, let it be against an Eastern Conference opponent. Whatever. All right, come on. Big game against the St. Louis Blues. Big game. Big fucking game. Don't show me... Oh, we lose in regulation. Why all of a sudden now? Okay, and then we beat the freaking Colorado Avalanche. And Tyler Johnson's now been injured. What is going on? Power of fucking video editing. Alright, so I've decided to go with Jamel Smith on the first line with Parise and Nino Niederreiter. Let's see what he can do in place of Tyler Johnson. So far in the season, 10 points in 27 games played, plus 5. So he's getting it done down there. And also, Marco Scandella is back from injury. Man, the injuries are killing us this year. Alright, so let's take a look at the standings. Where do we sit? The Minnesota Wild down there with 59 points, but I mean, it's a 3-way tie. It's actually funny, the 3-way tie, 2 of those teams have the wild card spot because we're ahead of San Jose in the Pacific Division. So we're actually tied for a wild card, 2 wild card spots, but our wins in regulation, our regulation wins, is less than St. Louis and Winnipeg. So we're getting into a rough spot here, man. This is what I mean. That game against St. Louis was huge. We got to start burying teams. All right, so Nashville... That's okay. Edmonton, that's going to be a tough game. Vancouver, we got to beat Vancouver. Dallas, we got to beat Dallas. All right, I mean, a tough Western Conference streak here, boys. First game against the Pittsburgh Penguins. What's their record look? Oh, God. Gustav Berman's been injured with a pulled groin, all right? Why didn't the AHL get injuries at all? Just get all the injuries to the AHL. Leave my NHL team alone. God damn it. The Pittsburgh Penguins, 30-15. God dang. All right, we lost in overtime there. We got a point. Tyler Johnson, I really need you back for this Western Conference streak. The Nashville Predators, top of the Central Division, second place, I think, second to Colorado. Let's see, we lose, and we lost in overtime or shootout. The Edmonton Oilers top the NHL. I mean, we could lose against these guys for sure. We got a W. Ooh, Jamel Smith. No, Jamel, I got to take you out. I got it. No, I got it. No, I got to. Power of video editing again, boys. All right, boys. Tyler Johnson is back. If anyone wants to know, Jamel Smith, I forget how many points he had before. 12 points now in 30 games played. He's still a +5, so we were doing pretty good with him there. Not bad, Jamel. Not bad. All right, so Vancouver, team we have to beat. We just beat the top of the Pacific Division team. Gustav Berman, I got to get him in there too, boys. This will take 2 seconds. Hang on. Where was Borman playing? I don't even know where he was playing. Grinder, he was playing right here. Borman, boom, right there. And then I'll scratch... There you go, Lane. All right, so we beat the top of the Pacific team, the Edmonton Oilers. Bottom of the Pacific, yes. All right, so that's like 2-0-2 in our last 4, I think, something like that. Because these 2 losses were, oh man, we're 3-0-2 in our last 5. Beautiful time to start winning games, getting points. Trade deadline is a couple weeks away, boys. All right, so the Dallas Stars. 23, 28, and 6. Let me see what the standings are now. We've got to be in a good position. 65 points. Yeah, see, our Central Division is so stacked. And that's the danger, because we're going to be facing these guys consistently from now to the end of the season. I mean, 65 points, that's enough for 4th in the Pacific. That's enough for tied for 3rd in the Atlantic, and that's tied for 2nd in the Metropolitan. Our team is playing well. It's just a tough fucking division. All right, so Dallas, huge. We got to squash them. Boston, we can beat them. Winnipeg, we got to squash them. Nashville, we can lose against Nashville. St. Louis, we got to beat them. Tough fucking few games here, boys. So let's go. I'll go to this Nashville game. I'll go to the Winnipeg game. There we go. All right, Dallas Stars, come on. Now they're the defending Stanley Cup champions, the rivals. It's a game no matter what the record says. And it's a win. Oh, baby. Here we go. We're starting to get on a roll. We haven't had a roll the entire year. One good roll could be a season. Boston, 29, 26, and 5. All right, we lost. All right. Get that loss in there. That's okay. Like I said, it's an Eastern Conference team. I'd rather lose to them than Central Division opponents. All right? So the Winnipeg Jets now, 30, 24, and 5 after that trade for both teams. Seems like, I don't know if it's worked out. We're in the same position. It's a tough fucking division, man. Oh my God, is it ever tough. All right, it's huge game against Winnipeg. They're trying to tie us. We're trying to bury them. What's going to happen here? Come on, I don't want to see a 24. I don't want to see a 24. You fucking give me a 24. 5-2 loss against the Winnipeg Jets. And just like that, our good run is just destroyed. 2 regulation losses back-to-back. I mean, we were 3-0-2, and then it goes to 3-2-2. Just with 2 shitty games like that. Ah! Nashville Predators now are probably going to lose, and the St. Louis Blues. Man, those 2 games, Boston, Winnipeg. I would have loved to go into the trade deadline with a good record. Let's see, it's not loss. Yeah, I knew it. That was an overtime loss, at least, against Nashville. But the St. Louis Blues were challenging. Let's see. And we win. Okay, we salvaged it there a little bit. I would have preferred the win against Winnipeg and a loss against Nashville and then a win against St. Louis, but whatever, I'll take it. Last game, Carolina Hurricanes. Yeah, let's go to the trade deadline. Come on. One more win. They're not a good team. They're an Eastern Conference team. They're below 500 with the overtime in there. Come on, you can do it. Don't show me a 25. Yeah! All right. These games are huge. I think we should stop it right there, boys. I really do. We need to make the right choices here. That's a video in itself because it's a playoff run right now. We're basically in the playoffs. All right, so we're going to stop it right there, but we have a lot to still look at. All right, we have to figure out what the right choice is for the next video. So if you look at the Central Division, I mean, we're ahead of the Winnipeg Jets, the St. Louis Blues keep on winning, the Chicago Blackhawks keep on winning, and Nashville and Colorado forget about it. So it's a tough freaking division. We may have to settle for the wild card. So the San Jose Sharks were only 2 points ahead of the Anaheim Ducks we can catch. You know what? The good news is that we can catch everyone in the Pacific Division, it looks like. 78 points, 76, 74, 70, and then Calgary, Vancouver, Arizona, they ain't coming back. So, I mean, what kind of games do we have? St. Louis, Vancouver, Let me see. LA, we can win that. Edmonton, we can win that. Calgary. So we can really, look at this. We can make up some ground on whoever is going to be in the wild card race for the Pacific Division. Pacific opponent, LA. Pacific. I mean, that's a Pacific run right there. You got another Pacific right here. Pacific. Holy crap. And then a few Centrals to end it out. So you got 4 Centrals to end out the season. And then you got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You got 10 Pacific games in 11. That's good news for us, all right? So 10 of 11 are against Pacific divisional opponents. That's when the playoffs are either won or lost. We may not make the playoffs in a divisional spot in the Central, but we can certainly win a wild card spot from the Pacific Division, all right? So we'll keep that in mind, boys. Now, what do we need to improve on for this team? Next up, we got to take a look at the stats, the team standings, the player stats, all that good stuff. All right, so I think we've been playing better. Goals for per game, 2.86. See, the beginning of the season is still weighing us down, but our goals against, 17th. Yeah, we're still weighed down from our horrible start. Power play percentage, horrible start, affecting that. Penalty kill, our penalty kill has been getting better, so that's good news. Home record, 16, 13, and 4. That's good. We've won more games now at home. Last 10, 5, 2, and 3. So you can see we're getting points. Those 2 regulation losses, those 3 overtime losses, they helped us out, man. Those 3 points. Could have been 5 and 5, right? I'll take the points where I can get them. So that's that. Player stats of the season now. Now, we're injury-free. Hopefully the injuries have already taken the toll and they're going to stay away from us this year. I could always put some points into the medical staff. Although I feel like that in the past has worked against us. But we'll see. Forwards. Our leading goal man, Tyler Johnson with 24. Charlie Coyle with 23. Zach Parise, 17. All right. Points, Tyler Johnson. So that's why I made the signing, boys, in the offseason. And that's why I traded Mikko Koivu. Koivu on the first line. I mean, he'd had 53 points after 82. Johnson's got a 24-goal season and 60 games played. He's getting it. He's legit first-line center, man. He's getting it done. Zach Parise, 51 points in 63 games played. And I know these guys have been turning it on since we've been winning. So they may get closer to point per game as we get closer to the end of the season. They're both plus players, though, so I like that. And same thing with Nino Niederreiter, +9, 45 points in 63 games played. So our first line is getting it done. Second line, Granny Smith was 51 points, Coyle 45, Aberg with 44. -2, -2, -6. All right, well, they got to get goals somewhere. Eric Howla, Zucker. All right, these guys are minuses, but it might have been minuses from the beginning part of the season. Let's see what Marco Dano is. Marco Dano, -7. All right, well, we're going to allow goals. It's still going to happen on the bottom 6. We could still make some trades. I don't know what we should do. Suter, 47 points in 61 games played. God damn, Suter's kicking ass this year. Matthew Dumba's got 26. Spurgeon's got 25. All right. And Devin Dubnyk, 2.56 goals against. So his goals against has gotten better. I think it was 2.7 in the last video. 28, 19, and 3. We could use some wins from our backup. We're not getting it. And the save percentage of 91.24. So Devin Dubnyk has been playing fine. We've been winning games with Devin Dubnyk back in the, ever since the beginning of this video with the Marco Dano trade. I feel like we've been above 500 playing well. So, I mean, we can just keep this team together or we can make a trade. So last but not least, let's just go around the NHL and see who's available. I'm not going to look at goaltenders. Devin Dubnyk is the man. If we're trading away Dubnyk, we're trading away a bunch of players. We're rebuilding then. All right, so let's just go through. Not looking for rookies, looking for forwards that can help us out. Hank Sedin, 1 year. If I could afford that, if I could make the salary cap work, I could make them retain some cap. I could have him on the third line just for a playoff run, right? I also have to take a look at the Buffalo Sabres and where they rank right now so I know what that first rounder looks like. I'll do that. Matt Reed and Sam Gagner. All right, bottom 6 if we need it. Josh Bailey, 83, 1 year left. Again, depth, maybe. Just Josh Bailey. Josh, is that his name? I can't remember. It doesn't sound right. Pavel Datsyuk and Henrik Zetterberg. 1 year left for Datsyuk, $9 million, but that's a lot of trade value to give up for a guy. I mean, 93 overall. He's still a stud, but I don't think the Detroit Red Wings would want to trade him away. He's got to stay there. He's got to stay there and finish it out there. That's a lot of trade. I'd rather get the Sedin twin because a lot cheaper. Now, the Dallas Stars, maybe they're not going to make the playoffs this year. Patrick Sharp. It's been there in the past. Scotty Hartnell, 2 years left. No, I'm not taking 2 years left. Chicago, Gerby, Juris maybe? Some depth. Let's see what's his stats look like two-way. Maybe some depth for an injury. I mean, his trade value is so low, I could trade away like 2/4 and maybe acquire him. Dan Hamhuis, a defenseman. Here we go, two-way defenseman. Here we go. What's his stats look like? He takes a lot of penalty minutes, but he puts up points. Could replace Brodin on the top 4 or just be a top 6 guy. 1 year left. So Sedin and Hamhuis look like good acquisitions if we wanted it to. All right, there you go. And last but not least, I'm starting to get a stuffy nose. Gotta blow it, but I might as well finish the video. Let's see where the Buffalo Sabres rank. All right, so look at that, boys. Say what you want about the trade, why the Buffalo Sabres would do it. It looks like they're working out for them. Buffalo Sabres are first in the Atlantic Division with 74 points. Oh my God, the Buffalo Sabres. So, I know you guys probably want me to take a look at what Mikko Koivu's doing over there in Buffalo, so I'll do that. So now I think it's a good idea to trade away that first round pick from the Buffalo Sabres. If they're top of the league, it's not going to be a top 10 pick. And we can acquire a veteran to help our squad for that playoff run. So hang on, the Minnesota Wild. Let's go to the Buffalo Sabres here. Buffalo Sabres, let's see what Mikko Koivu is doing. Mikko Koivu, he's got 45 points in 63 games played, boys. Plus 18. So, I mean, he's getting it done. I'm happy for him. I really am. But Tyler Johnson, he's getting it done better for us on the first line. So, I'm happy with my move. All right, so let me know what you guys think. I think we can trade away the first round pick. Who should we acquire? Let me know, and I will see you when we finish off the Year 3 season simulation. Be sure to check out our website, 2bcsports.com, where the hockey talk continues. Find myself and others in the live interactive chat, or dive into the active forums to talk about sports and gaming. You can also find us on Twitch, where the live streams come to life.